Hi, my name is Jenny. Welcome to my channel. I also have a blog called JK Star 88 Reader. On this channel, I will talk about the books I read, and I will also talk about other interests that I have, including C-dramas, which are Chinese movies and television. So today, I will be doing my January 2021 TBR. Happy New Year! It is finally 2021, and I am happy that 2020 is now behind us. The start of a new year is about making resolutions. One goal I have for 2021 is to work on my public speaking skills. I'm usually the quiet one at a party, so I want to learn to use my voice, which is partly the reason why I am making videos. I also want to talk about the many interests that I have, including music, television, movies, and of course the many books that I read. One Chinese drama I have enjoyed lately is Legend of Fei. It is a television series that debuted in December, and I am watching the episodes on YouTube. I'm sure there will be ones in English subtitles soon, but I am enjoying this martial arts drama in Mandarin. Another goal I have for 2021 is to improve my Mandarin. So I am watching Legend of Fei, which is set in ancient China and stars Zhao Liying and Wang Yibo, two up-and-coming stars in Chinese drama land. So the story is about the title character Zhao Fei, who becomes a bandit. It is a show full of strong martial arts women. I'm only a few episodes in, and so far I have enjoyed the mix of action with more quieter moments. So for the rest of this video, I will talk about the books I plan to read in January 2021. I have 7 books on my list. 5 of them are ones that I will be starting fresh, and 2 are books that I have started last year and would like to finish them in this first month of the new year. So the first book that I have to tell you about, this one is the Yiddish Policeman's Union by Michael Chabon. I have only read Wonder Boys by Michael Chabon. That was all I went with when I went to see him speak a few years ago, and that was also when I started to collect his books. It is only now in January 2021 that I am getting around to reading them. I have decided to go with the Yiddish Policeman's Union, which was published in 2007. The book is a detective novel set in an alternate history where Jewish refugees established a settlement in Alaska in 1941, and the attempt to establish Israel in its current location is not successful. So back in December, I started to read Strangers with the Same Dream by Alison Pick, which is also about the beginnings of the establishment of Israel from the point of view of idealistic farmers who start a commune. So the Yiddish Policeman's Union will be a sort of continuation of that reading. The second book I have on my January TBR, it is The Bourne Identity by Robert Ludlum. I have never seen any of the movies starring Matt Damon, but I have the first 2 books in this series, The Bourne Identity, which I have in my hand, and The Bourne Supremacy, which I have on the bookshelf in the corner of this room, which you can't see, but I trust that it's there. And so I got both these books at a second-hand book sale, with the proceeds from that sale going to literacy programs. And so these books have been taking up space on my shelf for a number of years, and I finally want to get to them. Not like what I've been doing lately, which is to pick them up and read only a couple pages up or 2. I actually want to read these books from cover to cover and see what I make of these books. So the next book that I have to tell you about is The Ways by Virginia Woolf. After reading many books by Virginia Woolf, I am picking up the next book on my list. I settled on The Ways, which is considered to be her most experimental piece of fiction. It consists of 6 soliloquies, so monologues from 6 different characters, and I'll have to find out how their stories intertwine in this one volume. It's a classic novel that is fairly short, as you can see, and so hopefully I'll be able to get through this fairly quickly, even though I find that Virginia Woolf's writing can be a bit dense. So the next book that I have to tell you about, this is the fourth book in my January TBR. It is Cast in Secret by Michelle Segarra. So Michelle Segarra actually wrote my favorite fantasy novel of last year. That was the second book in the series, and this book, this Cast in Secret, is the third book in the series. And so in this novel, it follows the adventures of Private Kaylin Naya as she investigates what appears to be an ordinary case of theft. And I've been enjoying the many elements that this fantasy series has. It has mystery, magic, as well as dragons. So I hopefully will enjoy this novel and be able to move on to the next few volumes in this series. So the fifth book I have to tell you about in this January TBR is Night in Shanghai by Nicole Moniz. So this book is the next one that is part of my project to read books set in Shanghai. This one looks at the life of musician Thomas Green, who leaves Baltimore to play jazz in Shanghai in the 1930s, and this is something I had not really heard much about, but it seems that African Americans were welcomed in Shanghai at that time to play jazz. So yeah, it was in the 1930s, and once Thomas Green gets there, he meets Song Yu-ha, who works as a spy. So yeah, and so there are two more books in this TBR. So these are two books that I started to read in 2020, and I would like to continue with them in this new year. So the first book, it is Kevin Kwan's China Rich Girlfriend. So Kevin Kwan released a new book in 2020 that was Sex and Vanity, but I am still working on his previous books. And so this book follows Rachel Chu, who was also from the first book, Crazy Rich Asians. In that book, she traveled with her boyfriend to Singapore to meet his family. And this one, Rachel Chu is in search of her birth father. Finally, one last book that I have to tell you about, and this one is also another one that I started last year and would like to continue this month. This one is The Idiot by Elif Batuman. This book looks at the life of an undergrad student at a prestigious university, and I have found from the few chapters that I have read of it, it portrays well the long stretch of time students experience while studying, socializing, and finding their path to the end when they get to hold their degrees in hand. And so that's all I have to say about this novel. It is a bit of a quiet adventure at academic setting. So now I have to say that this is the end of the video. So in hopes that 2021 will be a better year than last, I raise a glass with you. So no matter what your beverage is, may it be coffee, tea, or whatever it is, I give a toast to the new year. And hopefully you'll have a better year this 2021. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.